Guys, welcome to Odd Man Out, all the news you didn't know you needed to know. Liberal media meltdown, CNN heading to more layoffs. The best part, the DEI department, the people that hate you because you're straight and or male and or white, they're heading on the outs. They're disappearing, quietly brushed under the rug, because turns out they're not very profitable for a company and they only hurt the brand. From CNN, first we're going to talk about the layoffs, and then we're going to talk about the DEI stuff. Breaking, CNN boss announces layoffs, major changes, and future-proof plan to save the network. An estimated 100 people are set to lose their jobs. The best part about this is, look, whether you're left-leaning, right-leaning, middle of the road, you know CNN has been caught many, many times lying. And once you start lying to people, once you start... it's because it's okay to be biased. I mean, let's be honest about this. If I'm biased, you're biased, we're all biased. So to give something in the middle of the road is fine, but you have to say, okay, look, I'm a little biased, but here's what I think, or here's what I believe. But to pretend that you're somehow completely bias free and you only give the real actual information, and then you're caught for years lying about Trump, lying about Republicans and conservatives, and also lying about what the left does, mostly peaceful protests and fiery but peaceful, right? That's CNN for us. Well, they say on Wednesday, CNN chief executive Mark Thompson sent a memo to staff informing them that major changes were in the works as part of his plan to future-proof the network. Included in the plan were a new round of layoffs, experimentation with artificial intelligence, which means writing is going to be done now by computers, and an overall shift towards the digital market. An estimated 100 people are set to lose their jobs, which is roughly 3% of the network's total staff. The areas of the business from where the cuts will be made were not revealed. But now they are. That's the best part, and I have that scoop for you. Turning a great news organization towards the future is not a one-day affair, Thompson told employees per CNN. It happens in stages and over time. Today's announcements do not answer every question or seek to solve every challenge we face. However, they do represent a significant step forward, and I hope you'll read about that in spirit. Now, he's saying it happens in stages over time. What that leads me to believe is they're probably going to have more layoffs and more restructuring. The other thing is that they're talking about using AI for certain positions. That's going to be writing. It's certainly not going to be the news presenters. It might be audio reading, I suppose, like a podcast. But if they get rid of writers, see, if you're the first to report on a story, it's got to be a human being. Otherwise, AI can only scrape the web and put in together articles. So what'll happen is CNN is probably going to scrape other sites and then re-report that using AI, but their breaking news probably will be still written by humans. He said he hopes to hire AI to reclaim the pioneering spirit Ted Turner talked about at our founding and reign a leadership position in the new experience, blah, blah, blah. Corporate talk, corporate talk, corporate talk. Since taking over the former CEO Chris Licht in October, Thompson has faced criticism for not taking enough risks to boost viewership, opting instead to shift existing pieces around instead. He says, we don't believe news is just politics. Yeah, but the problem is all your news is only covering things a certain way. He says business and tech are news, climate and weather are news, climate, health, wellness, and living longer are news. So expect to see us build new brand verticals in all these areas on TVs, our apps, and across other platforms. Those verticals that's not going to do it. But I do have this to tack on here, which I think is interesting. This is from today, as of about a couple hours ago. CNN quietly disbands race and equality team as part of the layoffs. CNN quietly disbanded its race and equality team of reporters as part of a major restructuring that includes firing 100 staffers this week. There were 3 reporters that made up the unit, which was created by former CNN President Jeff Zucker in the aftermath of the police ending of George, Mr. St. Floyd, in Minneapolis in 2020. One of the journalists was fired while the other 2 were reassigned to other departments. A network spokesperson first claimed the race and equality team was not disbanded before admitting to Lewis that it will no longer exist as a mission-oriented unit. For all intents and purposes, the team is not a team anymore, the spokesperson said. This is an important thing because, right now, interest rates are still high. And even though they're saying, oh, well, jobs, we're including more jobs in the workforce than ever, it was like a firing of I think they said it was 1.2 million full-time jobs, but hiring of 1.6 million part-time jobs. And so, yes, there is job growth. However, it's a lot of full-time jobs shifting to part-time jobs. Companies are in a lot of trouble right now. We've talked about major brands, CVS, Walgreens, some of these other pharmaceuticals. They're in trouble. Fast food's in trouble. Manufacturing, John Deere is moving a lot of their manufacturing now down to Mexico. So you can't even, John Deere is not going to be made in America anymore. A lot of products are getting moved overseas or they're shutting down shops. And I do believe Walmart, Target, a couple others are closing doors in some major cities where crime is just absolutely rampant. So the people that hate you are getting removed from their positions. And this is nothing but good news. But it means they're aligning this because the economy is really bad, and they've got to find ways to shave people off the payroll and only have people that actually bring in money and actually make the business more profitable. They're the people that are going to stay on board. And the ones that are resource sinks, like human resources and marketing and this DEI stuff, they're going to be on the out. They say they're assigned to different areas so that their perspective and work is brought into all of our types of programming. It's not a unit in the way it was before, but race and equality is very much still their focus. The posted sought comment from CNN. Mark Thompson, CNN's new boss, announced Wednesday that the newsroom would be shedding around 100 jobs, nearly 3% of its workforce. Among the higher-profile journalists who were let go were media critic Brian Lowry and senior tech writer Samantha Murphy-Kelly. As part of the restructuring, CNN will also roll out its first-ever subscription product for CNN.com website. That is going nowhere. I can tell you now, as somebody that I need to go out and always find new and breaking stories and information, everything is on Twitter first, believe it or not. People report things on Twitter, and now news agencies are getting information from Twitter. Now, whether you love or hate Twitter, now that's been rebranded as X, things break there first. The conversations are happening there first. During the stream of Biden and some of the other presidential speeches and things that are done, it's streamed and people are talking about it in real time on Twitter, on X. And so if you're watching a CNN stream, sometimes you may be able to post below the video. Some streamers have the live stream to the edge. But where X has its advantage is that you're seeing leftists and conservatives and people in the middle all kind of arguing and talking back and forth between them, where if you're watching the video on maybe CNN or watching it on Fox News or something like that, you don't have that cross chatter. And that's where X is really shining as a brand, is that people are reporting there first, and now news organizations are grabbing it from Twitter, or that's telling them, hey, maybe we need to look into this. That's how the Hawk Tuah girl and all this other stuff went viral, because it's happening over on Twitter. And so a subscription, I can tell you now, as I'm going out and looking for news, if a place has a paywall, there's 30 other places I can go to get the story. And so I just close it. The only people that are going to pay for CNN are pure people that are purely on board with what CNN's brand is selling. And that's not many people anymore. Thompson said that the subscription offering will be want-to-use content produced by the network's lifestyle journalists. So it's not even going to be breaking news. That will go nowhere. CNN has created a race and equality unit in 2020 amid nationwide rioting and protests over St. Floyd in Minneapolis. The recent conversations we've had in our newsrooms have been informative and constructive. We've valued them. We heard you, and we will continue listening. There are structural changes and investments we can and will make to better cover what's happening in our society. We're committed to doing just that. This is a lot of corporate speak. It's a lot of political or financial gobbledygook. Basically what he's saying is we're doing a lot of layoffs. We're getting rid of departments that aren't making any money. Yes, we're going to keep them on board, and we're going to keep... They're really not. Same thing with HR, same thing with a lot of these companies. It's going to be a lot of trimming the fat. It's going to be a lot of unemployment for people that hate us. And we get to watch one of the fourth pillar of our government, which is the media, take a hit. And I'm okay with that, and I'm fine with that, and I'm sure you will sleep better at night knowing the people that hate you are losing their jobs. Guys, don't forget, thank you for joining me, by the way, on my news segments. Don't forget, I will be doing other content. Please become a supporter today over at betterbachelor.locals.com. Right now, it is just about the only place that's putting bucks in my pocket. So being a supporter over there would really help me do my independent work. I would appreciate it, and we will see you in the next one.